The next session here, we're going to talk a bit about digital entrepreneurship. What does it take or break? It's a very nice topic. So let me just briefly introduce to all of you our speaker, Bob Lay. He's a certified e-usahawan trainer and also HRDF certified digital marketing trainer. Now he has extensive experience in implementing successful digital marketing and media production campaigns. He started his career in media production over 25 years ago and 10 years ago in digital marketing. He was heavily involved in an interactive TV project between Malaysia and China, which raised 1.5 million USD from SoftBank International US and 500,000 USD from Excite Japan. He's worked with multinational companies, local SME, startups, implementing content marketing campaigns and social media marketing campaigns. He has also helped numerous companies to win digital awards. And as a digital marketing consultant, he has been working with companies in enhancing brand presence online and, most importantly, generate leads with its creative digital marketing strategies. So today, let us all be prepared to learn from our speaker, Bob Lay. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Bob.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hi everyone, Jackie as well. Thank you very much, Vivian. Yeah, so for the kind introductions. Now today we're going to talk a little bit about HK. Yeah, hello, my old friends. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about digital entrepreneurships. Now, nothing's new about digital entrepreneurship. Probably we'll talk about digital entrepreneurships 10 years ago, and probably very different from what we are now today. Right? Many of you probably not a stranger anymore in terms of digital entrepreneurships. But what does it take and breaks into digital marketing, digital entrepreneurships? This is what we're going to discuss today. Now we're going to talk a few things. Now, first of all, let me just share my slide first, so that we can go through this whole slide, and also, of course, using slide as guidance for our discussion. And of course, if you have any questions at all, you can just put in the chat, and then we can further discuss about it. Right? So, today topics we're going to focus on digital entrepreneurships. Now, what is digital entrepreneurships? Like in short, any entrepreneurships involve digital platforms, right? So digital entrepreneurships includes everything that is new and different about entrepreneurships in a digital world, right? So now we are moving into digital world. I know that a lot of businesses still somehow involved in offline, and more companies are moving towards digital, right? One way or another, either in digital marketing, digital platforms, and especially the rise of SaaS companies, for example, software companies, as well as a lot more shared economics going on in the market. But what exactly that includes, right? So that includes a new way of finding customer for your entrepreneurial venture, right? So your ventures, you're looking a new way for looking for customers, right? Last time when looking at customers, you probably make phone calls, going for flyers and many other things, right? Today, we're looking at using digital platform to look for our new customer, okay? It could be a new way of designing and offering your product and services. Now, many years ago, all right, the product and services are not available on digital platforms. Now, everything is possible, right? So now you may go out and having dinner, right? Like what you just had, right? At dinner. And then if you're going out for dinner nowadays, okay, some of you, I'm pretty sure some of you do not carry cash, right? Who doesn't carry cash and just pay, like, for example, e-wallets and all things? Well, like me, okay? If you are like that and all things, can you type 2 in the chat? Maybe 2 in the chat and tell me you are like me, and so at least I'm not alone in all things. Well, all right? Okay, so it's very interesting that actually now everything's have gone into digital, right? So the way of you offering your product, your services is all on digital. And there's also a new way of generating revenue, right? There are many things that the revenue you never achieve and also think of. Now you can actually through Okay, for example, generating revenues through subscription basis, right? For example, you can pay by credit cards every month, they just deduct certain amount of money from you and all things. So that, okay, if you go back to about 10 years, 15 years, even 20 years, you couldn't even imagine that's the way how we can generate revenues, right? Of course, we can generate revenue through gig economics and many, many other things, right? It could be also new opportunity to collaborate with platforms and partner. Now, this is very important because now you are joining SellerEcom conference, right? So you're looking for partner as well. You're looking for collaborations. Like there are so many platforms during these conferences that you can actually connect with everyone, right? We're talking about different platforms doing digital marketing. Some are doing, for example, e-commerce. They're doing logistics and all things. So there are a lot of collaborations, right? It's like you don't have to do everything on your own, right? So it's actually a new way of doing collaborations. Okay, of course, there's also new source of opportunity, but also pose risk, right? A certain risk into it. But this is exciting, right? Because that will also create certain competitive advantage for your business, right? Last, how do you run your business in a way that, okay, so it will be much more competitive, right? So this is actually all about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is very, very exciting. Okay, I must say that. Okay, if you agree with me, just give me a high five, right? 5 in the chat, right? If you agree that digital really entrepreneurship is really, really exciting, right? So that's why you are here. Okay, fantastic. That's why you're here to listen. Okay, now let's talk a little bit of what is the sign that you think you are a digital entrepreneur, right? So these are most of the, according to research, these are the 4 characters classify you as a digital entrepreneur, right? What is this? First of all, right? Wow, there's high five there. Thank you very much, Wayne. So what would the sign that you are a digital entrepreneur, right? First of all, you are curious about new way of making things better, right? It could be also thinking of an innovative way. You are thinking of how to new way of solving problems. That's the key thing, right? You see all the successful digital entrepreneurs, okay, are exist and succeed because they are solving people's problem, right? Or so, first of all, they solve their own problems. I see many entrepreneurs, actually they start off their own startup because they want to solve their own problem first. But because of that, they inspire them to provide certain services or business that can solve others people's problem, like the customer problem, and so on and so forth. So if you're really curious about things that happens, like why is this that way, why is that this way, and all things, so this is fantastic. You are in the right track to become a digital entrepreneur, right? You are also a risk taker, right? Which means that you are willing to give it all out to achieve what your goal is, right? In digital world, everything's going really fast. It's like lightning speed and all things. No longer people can wait for you and all things as well. So you have to be taking a risk and say, let's do it, and we'll see how the results going to be and all things as well. Now, this is, I might say, the best time for all because it allowed us to fail. Okay, now you may say it's like, you allow me to fail. That's bad thing, isn't it? It's actually not a bad thing. It's really good things. Now you can see many digital entrepreneurs, before they succeed, they have failed many times. All right, it's not that they try the first time and then they succeed and all things well. But what makes them successful is that they're willing to take the risk, which means that they're willing to face a failure and climb up, stand up, and do it again. All right, in that sense, that's what we learn, right? My experience, I've been in doing technology, for example, startup for many years, right? So if we hear from Vivian, I actually got with about 20 years ago, we've got an venture from Excite Japan as well as SBI, okay, SoftBank Internationals on our technology interactive TV platform, which we introduced in China. Okay, at that time we failed big times, but doesn't mean that they define who am I. So because of the failure, I learned from that, and then you build from that. Upon the failure, understand what is working and what is not working for you. So think of this, right? So it is really the best time, right? A lot of times, last times when you fail, people think you are such a big flop, people will look down on you and all. Today, if you face any failures, you climb again, people will look up onto you, right? So it's very important that you're looking at risk taker. Okay. Now the only things that make you fail is never try again. Okay. Now best thing about this is digital makes you climb up really fast because you can try out new things and start doing, for example, funding, right? You can do crowdfundings and all things as well, right? You can do many things. For example, you can collaborations with other parties and rebuild your so-called entrepreneurships, right? With that environment you have right now. You can see there's so many also government initiative to help you to achieve that. Okay. Now the other things that makes it you are really a good digital entrepreneur is that you are a game changer, right? So which means that you are out there to wants to make sure that you change, right? Either change for a good cause or either change for something that you have, right? And vision, right? Something that you have bigger missions to want to achieve. Right? Let's example, Alibaba. Many years ago, Alibaba was set up for just one mission. They want to change the ecosystem of the e-commerce. Okay, so see how big they are today. All right, so in the sense that they are game changers. Do you have that guts, right? Do you have the guts to do changes, right? Most important, that will makes you really successful. Now, one of the things that also makes you really successful is you want to change, right? You want to change within, and also you want to change on the things that you're working on, your company's culture, your company structures, and all those things. Constantly, you need to do changes upon your company, your business model, even yourself, right? So you need to upgrade yourself, you need to upskill yourself, you need to get new knowledge and all things, you need to make changes. So those are the things that you're looking at as a digital entrepreneur, okay? Now, that's the sign of entrepreneurs, right? How many of you recognize these two persons, right? Can you tell me the name of these two persons, right? In the screen. I purposely don't want to put the name so that you know that who they are. Anybody can tell me? Give me a clue. Give me a clue. All right. Okay. Do a bit of interactions. What else is a bit more? Yeah, mundane today. Right. Mark Zuckerberg. Exactly. Right. Who is the other person? If you're doing e-commerce, you should know him. Okay. Mark Zuckerberg is the founder of Facebook. Right? What about the other person? The other guy with the suit and all things as well. Amazon boss, right? Amazon boss. Who is Amazon boss? Right? If you do, Mark Zuckerberg, yes, the other one is correct. Right? What about the other guy? Wow, guy, you don't even know who is the Amazon boss name. Okay, go and Google Jeff Bezos, right? I'm not sure whether he's still the richest man in the world, right? Jeff Bezos, exactly, Joyce. Okay, now you can see how they actually encompasses and have all the characters that we mentioned just now. All right. Okay, now Mark Zuckerberg, even Jeff Bezos, when he started Amazon and all things, well, it's not that it's always been a smooth journey, a smooth sales, right? But he was out there to change, right? He's out there to change what? Okay, become game changers to change the landscapes of the e-commerce, right? So that's why he's today, Amazon is the biggest platform. Okay, I would say biggest platform in the world, all right? So especially in US. Okay, now Mark Zuckerberg, same thing, right? So he always change, right? He always want to change, and he's a big risk taker as well. So looking at all this character itself, you understand that that's very important, right? To become a digital entrepreneurship, you must have that 4 characters that we just mentioned. Okay, so when, however, all right, everything is so beautiful. We can paint the picture so nice, like on my background here, so nice, so beautiful and all things. But when you start your digital business, okay, however, let me tell you, you do not have the luxury of following. You don't have the luxury of having money, right? Okay, but the beauty of the digital, okay, entrepreneurships or digital business for that matters is that you may not need a lot of money, but you still need some sort of money. So, but you don't have that luxury. Of course, you have luxury of a lot of money, okay, then you can do many things, but of course you don't have it. it's okay, but we can build that, right? Upon that, okay, you also do not have the luxury of hiring a team, okay? In the beginning, like many startup, when I started any start up any companies and all things, well, this is what I'm facing, right? Do not have money. I don't think I can have a team. So I do everything, right? For example, from product sourcing to shipping to labeling to packing the products, right? And even, doing my own digital marketing and many other things, right? So even do my own copywriting for the matters. But that's the process you're going through, right? As a start of companies, right? Start of a digital business, but it's actually a very exciting, journey. And of course, you don't have the luxury of delegating, right? As I say, you don't have team. Of course, you don't have the, luxuries of delegating your jobs to others, right? So, example, you in Malaysia terms, it's called pau kaliao. Everything, right? You have to do one leg kicks, right? In Malaysian words as well. It means that you do everything on your own, but it's okay. Okay. Now, of course, you don't have a specialist, right? So you don't have like you can't have a specialist doing, for example, one on copywriting, one on digital marketing, one on packing, logistic, and all those things. So, but it's okay, right? So this is how the journey was started, right? So many of people who actually start digital business, they are have thinking of all this luxury and all this, but you don't have it. It's okay. There are always other things to do, right? So in order to stay relevant, valuable, you need to acquire the right digital skills, right? How many and what kind of digital skills you need to become a digital entrepreneur. Okay, so what are the things? Okay, let's look at it. Now, this is the digital entrepreneurship landscapes. Okay, look at it. Also, you look like, wow, so much and all things. Well, yes, digital entrepreneurships involve all different aspects, including, for example, co-creation, share economics, looking at economics, entrepreneurship ecosystem, looking at, right, even transformations, networking, okay, and also social networking, and then how to do the startup, what's our value proposition, and many others. So I'm not going to dawn onto you. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sum it up for you, sum up everything for you. All right. So what will be the things that we're actually looking at? So digital entrepreneurs need to master the following skill. So what are the following skills? First of all, we're looking at business planning, right? So in the sense that when you start digital business, for that matters, you must know how to do business planning. Now, being said that now, since I've been, okay, as I mentioned, I share my failures, all right? I have many failures, but because of those failures, I became successful. So one of the things I learned is I've never done business planning before, right? So I'm the one who actually built the platforms, the technical skills and all things, but never built on business planning. So one of the things you must master is business planning, right? Now, difficult to learn? Not really, but you just need to have the right place, the right people to guide you in terms of business planning. Now, the other thing is, of course, we are in the digital environment. Of course, digital marketing is very important. Okay, one of the very important element of the success of your venture will be marketing. Okay, now nowadays everything's revolved around digital marketing. One of the skills you want to have is digital marketing skill. You may say, hey, I can hire, and as I say in the beginning, you probably do not have the luxury yet. So you still need to learn some sort of digital marketing skills, either social media marketing, SEO. I'm pretty sure you learn something from our fellows speakers, right? Some of them teach you our SEO, social media marketing, right? Even copywriting for the matters. Those are the things that pick up, right? Pickups will really help you to master it. Not only need to master it, also when you expand, when you scale up your business and all things as well, at least you have the skills to actually guide and lead your team into success in digital marketing. Now, another skills that you should also master is called co-creation. Okay, now we're going to talk about that co-creation. Co-creation means what? You are creating your business together with another parties, right? What do you mean by that? Basically is For example, you probably cannot do everything, all right? For example, we're doing e-commerce, right? E-commerce, you probably will not be able to do manufacturing, right? If you're doing manufacture, fantastic. But then, can you take care of logistics? You may not be able to take care of logistics. So look for a partner, co-create the environment so that you can deliver the best service to your customer, right? In the sense that please have these mindsets, right? We are no longer working in a silo, right? We're no longer working alone. So we need to co-create. So there are many, many instances that we can co-create. Just to give an example, for example, Grabs, right? So how to do co-create, right? So for example, Grabs. So what did they co-create the whole economies by, okay, hiring people who have cars, right? So we call the cars drivers will have a business because Grabs have a platform to provide the marketing platforms to acquire the customers, and the people who are drivers, okay, drivers would have actually have a business because Grabs provide the opportunities, and Grabs cannot survive without the driver as well. So it's like a co-creation. Think of your business model. How can you do co-creation? Okay, it's no longer you do every single thing. Okay, especially e-commerce, right? So, for example, if you are a marketer, right, you may want to work with manufacturer, right? Manufacturer want to work with marketer or logistic company, or even the marketing team as well. So there are many co-creation opportunities. Learn how to co-create. Okay, you cannot monopolize everything. Okay, because we are not the big player. Even for the matters like Alibaba, Amazon, and all things, they go co-create as well. Okay, nothing that we actually would have make a master your skill. The skills that you need to master is data and analytics skills. Okay, in digital world, data is important. Now, why is so important? I'm going to show you a video why it's so important in a while. Before we go in that, think of next skills that you want to have is design thinking. Okay, how many of you know what is design thinking? Okay, how many of you know what is design thinking? If you know design thinking, please type D in the chat. Type D in the chat. What is design thinking for you? Anybody have idea what is design thinking? Okay. Innovations, no idea. Don't know. All right. Okay. Design thinking, exactly. Xiao Mei, very good. All right. Design thinking is actually an innovative way of this, okay, designing and solving problems or planning a project, right? So it's design thinking is actually a very, very important, okay, elements in entrepreneurships, especially digital entrepreneurships, because in digital entrepreneurships we grow so fast. Okay, now you will face, I am pretty sure you will face many challenges, obstacles. Right? When you face obstacles and challenges, don't take it as a stumbling block. Okay, in fact, it is a opportunity for you. Right? Just give an example. Right? I'm going to love to go back to Alibaba. Right? Alibaba during the Double 11. Now, how many of you, right, buy products during Double 11? Okay, if you do that, please type 11 in the chat. Okay, how many of you like really shops for that, right? Double 11 is coming very, very soon, right? Okay, so you buy Double 11. Do you know that the first time Alibaba launched the campaign Double 11, it failed big times, failed really big times. Okay, what it means by that is that fantastic. So you are one of the people who's actually buy product, right? So during the Double 11, it's a successful festival. They call it a festival. It's not even calling a campaign. It's calling it a festival. But why is so successful festival? Because everybody really fall into, the Double 11 hype, right? And the you just love the vibes and all things as well. But do you know that first time Alibaba launched that Double 11, it fails big time. Okay. Now, if you buy products, any products through Taobao during Double 11 on the first time they launched it, so you may have to wait for your product to reach your doorsteps 3 months to 6 months later. Okay, 3 to 6 months later. Okay, how bad it is? It's very bad. But through that, all right, they realized that Alibaba realized that there is a failure in terms of logistics. So that's how they set up China, all right, to actually manage all the logistics. Now, because of the failure they learned, right? Because of the design thinking they have, creative thinking, how to actually think out the box, okay, solve the problem. Design thinking, it's also a very important element in terms of doing entrepreneurships, right? Especially facing all the challenges, okay? Let it not be your obstacle, but let it be a learning step to improve your product and services. But let's not talk about going back to data analytics. That's what I really love to do as well, because in digital environment, data is important. Because why data is important? Okay, it's because using data, you can analyze, improve your services, and reach the right target audience. Okay, and actually better, I would say, even outperform your competitors, right? So let's look at the videos that I'm going to show it to you in a while. The videos that, okay, show you how some of the big enterprise, but it doesn't mean that you cannot do it, right? Using big data, or call it data analytics skills to improve their services. Let's watch a video. Okay, so this video will tell you how big data analytics, okay, change the future.
There's a lot of data that we have available, a lot of data, sales data, a lot of data from the whole supply chain, from provisioning materials to build the shoe to actually delivering the shoe on the dock. Big data and analytics is the wave of the future for Nike. But how do we take that data and make it really useful for us? Right now, we're trying to analyze our supply chain and how we can get product to the customer at the right place at the right time. So it's really utilizing those tool sets to discover where we have product in our supply chain, how we can get to the different elements in faster, more efficient manners so that we're not wasting as much product. Utilizing Cognos 10.2 as our engine, we just started creating solutions that were going to allow better insight into their data through analytics, such as Cognos Business Intelligence Report Studio, through Cognos Workspace Advanced. If we have all of the different tools integrated, it allows the individual planner to make a more forceful decision to get their plans together so that we can deliver the product to market faster and more efficiently. What we're really starting to see with these reports is that they can see their data more visually and say, hey, there's that trend and now it's going this way when it should have been going this way. To put that power into your hands to say, here's the data that I have. Now, what are those decisions that I now need to make now that I have all of that available at my fingertips? Give it to the planners more ammunition to validate their gut feeling. For us to maintain our competitive edge, we have to make sure that we use data as a competitive edge as well. All of those things will add us up to be a more profitable company.
All right, so I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, understand how Nike using big data doing analytics and actually from the data analytics actually improve, for example, even logistics, how do they reach the customers and so on and so forth, right? So there are many ways of doing it, right? So the Wayne was asking, right, regard on the data analytics. So any sample of tools or techniques I can give, right? So okay, now if you are just a beginner in terms of digital entrepreneurship, I would advise you use many free tools, right? So some of the tools that actually you can use, for example, like Google, right? Google have Google Analytics. For example, you have a website, you use Google Analytics, they will actually analyze in terms of who your customer coming from, how many clicks, how many people visiting your websites, what are the time they're visiting websites, so from which area. Okay, you can also use many tools. I use a lot, like for example, Google Trends. You can see certain trends in the products, right? For example, before even I'm launching a product, I will see a certain data on Google Trends and see whether the trends is moving onwards, upwards, or downwards, and all those things. So you can see what will be all those data that you needed in all those things. So of course, apart from Google, there are many tools. There are most of it
are paid tool. So I would not advise you to use those tools at this point of time. Of course, this also depends on your function. For example, when I do e-commerce, I do a little bit more on research on, for example, keywords. So for example, like keywords that I use, I'm using, for example, like how to optimize my product page, and also so I use tools like, for example, SEMrush, Ahrefs, and many other tools. Those are more for digital marketing purposes. So they are depending on what sort of data you want to collect, right? For example, you want to do, for example, who come to visit your websites, you can use Google Analytics, Google Search Consoles, and those are free tools. In the beginning, we always use free tools first, right? And then of course, in the futures, we're looking at more and advanced feature as well. So I hope that answers the questions. But if you're looking at whole list of data analytic tools and all things, well, of course, you can always go and Google search it. And yeah, so of course, there are we can share more with you later if you want to. All right, so basically already done it. Okay, so there's another question for Mei. Is things like, what do you think most challenging experience when it comes to digital entrepreneurships? I can tell you the most challenges that comes to entrepreneurship is actually customer acquisition. It's always a very difficult part because, right? So you if you really do not know who your customer is, that will be very challenging because most of the times new customers and all things, well, I mean new venture or new businesses, right? So they do not define the customer. So and also when it comes to customer acquisition part and all things is always fail. And of course, the other thing is also, I can tell you, another challenges will be financial, right? I did many startup, and some of the startup actually fail because you didn't manage the finance properly, even though that's a lot of customers and all this as well. But your burn rate means what? Means that the monies that you get as capital or you get from venture capitals and all this as well, okay, use up faster than actually the cost of getting the customer the revenues that you generate and all things as well. So those are the things you actually should look out for. So in terms of doing digital entrepreneurship, I hope that answer your questions. Okay, so all right, so let's move on. Okay, now I've already planned out I call it a trilogy of business, right? So you must have a strategy. Okay, now Mei was asking, right? One of the challenges is actually you do not have a plan for the future. You do not have a strategy, right? You always think, oh, my product is fantastic, I can get customers, but how do actually you strategize? So I'm looking at these 3 points here, the trilogies of business. First of all, go back to business planning. Know why your business exists in the first place. All right, many business exist for a reason. All right, it must be for a reason. Why do you want to have a business? Now, most business owner, especially startup, all right. So when we ask them, what will be your mission, right? Why do you exist? And many of them says, I want to make money. Okay, nothing's wrong with making money. First of all right, understand your mission. Why do you exist? Because of for example, as I mentioned to you earlier, if I shared with you earlier, is that you want to solve your own problem at the same time helping others to solve a similar problem. That could be a mission. You can missions example to help, right, the needy one, right? You can also help, for example, your products can help a housewife, right, clean the house better. All right, so then it could be a mission there. So we have missions, of course, the revenue, the profit will come in. So start off doing business planning from a perspective of why you want to start business, and then from there you execute the plans to make it a very successful, right? What are the plans? You need to think of how do you plan out 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, right? What is your planning? What is your KPI? What do you want to achieve in all these goals, right? And then what are the strategies of achieve that? Okay, now with that in mind of your mission, what is your missions? What you want to achieve in the sense that you want to, okay, help other, for example, okay, or why is your business exists in the first place. Now we have everything's in place. Okay, the second thing you must have also, we call it business ecosystem, right? Is you, when you do business, right, especially digital environment as well, you must have the ecosystem, which is the environment where business, you can collaborate, you can support each other, and you can create opportunity together. Okay, so these are things that you should be looking at. Of course, you must also looking at support, right? So it's very important you have support, right? So you may have something, for example, every successful, business owner, right? Even successful athlete for the matters, right? So they need what? They need a lot of mentor, isn't it? They need a lot of trainings, they need a lot of upskilling. So that is the things that you must invest your time into it. So sometimes one of the downfall, right? To answer some of the questions, many of the downfall of the digital entrepreneurship is entrepreneurs is that they focus too much on working in their business, which means that they're working on operations, for example, running the business, right? Doing the billing, for example, managing the teams, or even doing the deliveries and all things, but never have enough time planning, working, okay, on the business, right? Not in the business, on the business. On the business means working on planning. Have you measured your success, right? For example, this period of time, I'm supposed to achieve certain milestone. Did I achieve it? If I don't have not achieved it, why I did not achieve it, and all things as well. So many of the times that actually a lot of entrepreneurs, the downfall is working in the business more than they're working on their business. All right. So that is something that you should be working on, is that on your business and on yourself, you look for mentor, right? Sometimes we always have a blind spot. When you drive cars and also you realize that there's sometimes they have blind spot, isn't it? You can't see it. So sometimes it's real, by the time you realize you can see some things on the blind spot, you probably would have banged on someone already. So the same thing of business, right? So if you don't see a blind spot, you get some other people to look at your blind spot and how to improve yourself. Okay. At the same time, there are certain skills that you may not be able, you do not have it at this point of time. Go and acquire it, right? Acquire it. For example, I do not know how to manage your finances. You do not have to learn accounting, correct? Doesn't mean that, please don't take me wrong, all right? You need to understand financial statement. Read how to read financial statement, for example. Okay, so if you don't know digital marketing, learn the basic skills of digital marketing. Okay, so those are the things you need to, and also at the same time, even you have certain skills, you know that you can do better with upscaling, which means that you can have one skill, right, to make yourself better in that sense. All right. Excuse me. Okay, so there are some more Q&A coming in. So let's see what everybody is asking, so that actually have a bit more interactions. Okay, Alex was asking, should we follow the trend when it comes to digital entrepreneurships? Okay, it is a very, very good question, Alex. All right, so should we follow the trend? Okay, depending on what do you mean by trends? Trend means that everybody is following one platform. For example, just give example, right? Everybody is going to TikTok, for example. So you're getting a huge follower of TikTok. But doesn't mean that that platform is right for you. Again, you need to understand it, right? Understand where your customer is. So in the sense that, for example, we're talking about digital marketing, everybody's going for TikTok. All right, does TikTok really bring you the revenue? All right, so should not blindly follow the trend. I know one is the end of the goal, right? So one is the end of the goal. So if let's say example, the trend is going, everybody's going to TikTok and all things. All right, so you may want to, all right, go to TikTok to create awareness, but rather than because everybody's doing it, I'm doing it as well. Right, so that is called following the trend blindly. Don't follow the trend blindly. Do what I mentioned earlier. Do data. Understand using the data to analyze. For example, if I'm going to spend this money on acquiring this customer, is it worth my money, right? For example, if I'm spending $1, how much revenue am I bringing in? What is my return on investment? What is my return of ad spend? All right, if I'm spending on ads, example, $1 on Facebook ads, $1 on Google ads, $1 on even for that matter, Shopee or Lazada platform and all this, how much revenue I'm bringing in. Then only you can say I will follow the trend. Trend, it's depending on whether they're going to benefit to your business or not. All right. However, what it means by Google trend is that the trend of people searching for products and services. For example, if I realize that actually, okay, the people who actually, the number of people searching for this product is going down, I know that this product may be, okay, it's maybe not in demand at this point of time. Then or probably will, okay, looking at other product and services. That would be means by the trending. Yeah. So looking at it, all right. So it's very, very important you look at the trend and all this, but don't follow blindly. Again, go back to the fundamental, your data, your numbers will tell. All right. So that's the one thing that we're looking at, right? First of all, we're looking at business planning, as mentioned. Recap again, really quick. What is your mission? Okay. What are the resources you need to run the business, right? And how does your organization looks like? Okay. Now, many people who comes to me and says, hey, I'm only one-man show or two-man show and all things, well, right? So I'm the general managers, I'm the CEO, I'm also the marketing managers, I'm also the packing officer and all things. Well, that is fine, but you have to envision your organization. How does it look like? What are those functions that is needed in organization? If with that clarity, okay, I can assure you when your business start moving up and scaling up, you're getting more business and all things, you know where you need helps, right? You can plug the right people, hiring the right people, not just hiring out the blues and all things, well, right? So those are the things that you need to know in terms of actually setting a business, all right? And then also, what is your client acquisition plan, all right? That's called marketing. Client acquisition plan doesn't mean just marketing, but also can be many ways of getting the customer, right? How do you get your customer? Very important, because a business thrives on customer acquisition, all right? So do you retain your existing customer? Okay, how do you find new customer? What are the platform looking for getting new customer and all those things? So those are important elements when build digital entrepreneurships, all right? It doesn't just wait for people to walk in. Okay, you are not doing retail. Even retails also have to start thinking of customer acquisition. It's not like you open the shops and then say, okay, I'll open a big mall and wait that for people to walk in. Okay, hold on. People do not walk in. So, okay, people do not stumble upon your website and say, oh, this is very nice website, we'll probably want to do business with you. No such thing. You need to do a sort of a marketing plan. So how do you acquire your customer? Those are all the things that you need to plan out. Okay, so all right. There's John asking, can we get a recording of this webinar or is closed? I have no clue. Maybe you can ask Vivian later. Thanks, John, for the questions. All right. The next steps. All right. Let's look at business ecosystem. Right. As I mentioned earlier, do not work in silo. Collaborate with the right partner to leverage each other's strengths to get better results. So who are the partners you want to work with? All right. Think of that. All right. Think of the things that you probably say, hey, I need to have, partners doing, for example, logistics, partners who are doing manufacturing, partners doing marketing and all those things. Well, you never work in silo. All right. So this is very important things. Okay. So also seek for a platform that enable you to showcase a strength. At the same time, seek for help if needed, right? There are many platforms out there, okay, that you can join. For example, I'm under a platform called E3 Hubs, where actually all entrepreneurs meet, all right? Not only we can showcase our product, at the same time, also we can ask help. There are many entrepreneurs platform out there, and you can even join Facebook groups and even networking groups and all things as well. Especially, I know that even MDEC have Go e-commerce platform will help who are interested in digital digital entrepreneurships, especially in e-commerce, helping them to succeed. Okay, in our platforms you choose, please choose a positive platform, is encouraging platform. People want to help each other. Okay, and also be a part of community that inspire you and give you a nudge if you need to shake up, right? So this is very important. Now, when we do entrepreneurship, sometimes you feel lonely. Okay, even though you have a big team and all things as well, right? You can't share with your team, right? Even more when you're working alone or maybe a few people and all this as well. So you need help, right? So be a community, right? Be in a community, especially now you're joining this conference. This is a fantastic. Take this opportunity to network with each other, okay? Who knows, you can be a good sparring partner, okay? Like you do badminton and all things as well, right? When before they go competition, they have sparring partners, right? To practice and also before they go into competition, all right? So you need that support, all right? So think of that, all right? Get someone's, especially outside organization, because sometimes within organization, things are maybe a bit touchy, you know, a bit sensitive and all things. But if you share with someone else who can help you without having an interest in all things, well, it could be even better, right? And even someone who actually see, hey, something is wrong with you or something is not moving, give you a nudge to say, hey, check it out, right? Let's start, okay? Okay, start over again. Let's give each other a support and all things. So that is very important in terms of the ecosystem, all right? Of course, we're looking at business support, as mentioned earlier, mentorships, right? Seek advisors, wisdom from experienced entrepreneurs, right? A lot of experienced entrepreneurs I met, they are never stingy on sharing their experience. The only thing that never stops them from sharing their experience is that you never ask, okay? So the whole thing is, my advice is go and ask. People will help you. Okay, if you are facing a certain problems, there are so many different mentors out there. Okay, there are also organizations who actually offer mentorship programs. All right, go out, reach out to them. Okay, ask them things. Right, so that's very important. Of course, you can also looking at training, right? Acquire relevant training to equip yourself, and of course, get advanced skills to actually get yourself even better. All right. Okay, Conrad says there's no recording, unfortunately. All right. Okay, so there are some Q&A. So probably I will answer some of the Q&A first, if there is. Okay, no, the Q&A is already all answered. All right. So that brings me to a program that actually we launch. We'll be launching soon. This program, we call it Micro Digital Entrepreneurs Program. Okay, in short, it's MyDEP, right? MyDEP, MeDEP or MyDEP, we call it MeDEP and all things as well. So this is the program actually we'll be launching very soon. This program consists of 3 parts. First part is training, second part is mentorship, the third part is ecosystem, right? This program is to equip all the digital entrepreneurs to kickstart their ventures with the right steps and also support them with the right knowledge and skill, and also provide the whole digital business ecosystem to ensure their success. Okay, so this is the whole idea we're actually launching this program, because I've seen so many entrepreneurs comes and go. When they will come with so much fire in their spirits and all things, but end up defeated and go off and don't do anything else already. So I kind of felt that I have a mission here. I have a mission to help all those, you know, micro digital entrepreneurs, right, to start succeed, because there is a plan for me to help them, okay, to help the micro entrepreneurs, right, to succeed, okay, because I've been through many, okay, failures and then come up again and things like that. So you can see how it goes. That's why we have a mission here. MeDEP mission is to create and develop 10,000 micro entrepreneurs, especially digital entrepreneurs across Southeast Asia by 2030, right? So by 2030, that's our goal, to actually develop 10,000 micro, okay, digital entrepreneurs, right? Okay, and provide an online as well as offline distribution channel to micro retailer as well as distributors in the region. Okay, and last mission will be to leverage on all 10,000 micro entrepreneurs as a channel of distribution. Hence, provide them a target to achieve at least 10,000 monthly incomes. All right, so that is our mission. Okay, how do I achieve the missions? This is the plan that we have for our missions. All right, first of all, okay, this is the plan. It looks like an octopus and all things. Well, let me just explain to you step by step. Step one, the micro entrepreneurs, right, need to sign up with our programs, My Dad program, right? With the My Dad program, will be, okay, they will be trained to sell online and offline as well, and providing online to sell online. So with that, okay, with that skills and also as well, they will be given access to a platform, right? At this moment, we call it TradeWith.me, but we'll be changing the brand name very, very soon. They have access to this portal. So what you do is, with this portal, they can access to all the products available. Now, where does all these products coming from? These products all come from, okay, from our ecosystem. As I mentioned, we always look for partner, isn't it? So in the sense that we partners with many manufacturers. In our database, there are more than 10,000 manufacturers in hand that we work with, different products from tea to chilies to even different services that you can imagine, right? Even snacks for that matters. So of course, there are also, for example, furnitures and many other products that we can actually work with. So what we do is, so that micro entrepreneurs will actually enjoy a special wholesale price, right? With the wholesale price, they actually can do marketing. They can sell products online and offline with the trainings we provide. And then if the customer buy from them, right, they pay them money. Okay, so the micro entrepreneurs will go to the portals and pay for the product, all right, order the products. And what we'll do is the rest of things we'll do, our portals will do the jobs. For example, with our portals, we actually inform the supplier. Supplier will arrange the logistics and deliver the customer. So in that sense, that when the product is delivered to customers, you get paid, right? As simple as that. So you don't have to even fork out the money in terms of buying the product, right? The stocks and all those things as well. So these are the program that we felt that is going to help a lot of the micro digital entrepreneur. Okay, so the overall, the micro entrepreneur program is, okay, the training will be worth of 5,000 ringgit for the first 2 months. So when you first join, you'll be provided with trainings. Well, what sort of trainings will be providing, right? For example, entrepreneurship mindsets, right? Again, entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs is different breed of people. Let's put it this way, because you need to be trained, you need to have the right mindsets, and especially when facing a lot of challenges, what sort of mindset should you shift, right? For example, how do you respond to a certain rejection? How do you respond to certain situations? How do you respond to certain challenges and all things as well? So we will actually help you to sort of set the right mindsets. Okay, of course, in the training as well, we'll teach you how to set up e-commerce stores, as well as trainings on how to embark into the platform. And we will also teach you on digital marketing. We'll teach you on sales, and we'll teach you also how to price your product. Now, especially you're doing e-commerce, the price is very sensitive. It's also a strategy, so how you price it so that you can win the war. And of course, some of you ask me questions, right? So what is a stumbling block? Accounting, right? Financial. Now, some of you think that financial is simple, what money's come in, money's go out, and all this, but if you do not manage well, I can tell you, okay, you may seem like you're making a lot of money in the bank, you may be losing a lot of money. You can even face the problem of cash flow and all things as well. So learn the basics skill as well. All right. So these are the things that we are providing in the training. Okay. At the same time, training is not enough. Training just impart knowledge and all this as well. So we will also provide mentorship program. Right. The mentorship program will be 1 whole year. All right. We think that after one year and also our program, our plan is to move you to the next level already. Of course, this what we'll be providing will be a fortnightly mentoring sessions, and also at the same time, from time to time, periodically, we would do a business health check, right? Some of you knows that health check is important, isn't it? So that's why every year you do health check. So see the marker like cholesterol, urine level, and so on and so forth. Same thing, your business need to regularly check so whether which direction you're going. You're going the right way, going the wrong way, which need to be improved, which need to stay healthy, and all those things. So those are the things we're looking at helping you. Okay, the other things that we're looking at also growth strategy. Right? If you already start a business, you get business ready. How do you get more, right? Growing business and all things. So of course, we're looking at your digital marketing reviews, right? So as I mentioned, customer acquisition is very important. So one of the important aspects of that is actually digital marketing. So you may launch a Facebook ad, you may launch a Facebook pages, you may launch a Google, you may launch TikTok and all things. Well, let's sit down, we'll look at all these marketing strategies, marketing plan do you have on, especially in digital marketing, see whether it works, it doesn't work, because all those, you can collect data. From data that you collect, you know that, you know, what sort of improvement need to be done. Okay, for example, like from the data, you see how much is your cost per acquisition through an ads. For example, if you spend, for example, $5 to get a customer, is that worth if you have profit margin is certain amount, right? How do we actually reduce that? Okay, or how do we actually increase sort of awareness, getting more people to come and visit our website and so on and so forth. Those are the things that we actually be working on, right? Okay, so let me just finish my next slides, then I'll come to some Q&A. Yeah? All right, so the next thing that we're going to talk, looking at this program is the whole ecosystem. Right? The whole ecosystem will be a lifetime, which means that when you join, you can access to all this support that you have. First of all, you have lifetime access to the portal, right? So which means that it's like you don't have to pay every month and all things. Some of the portals you need to pay every month. This one will actually give it open for free. And also we're going to add also an ecosystem in terms of the funding, right? For example, if you already built a certain business level and also we may even ask you to see, is there certain funding you want to get and also, for example, crowdfunding and so on and so forth. We will advise you, right? At the same time, you also can access to the market, right? Because we have a big community in E3 hubs, right? So we actually have a lot of connections, not only in Malaysia, by the way, it's also in Indonesia, in Philippines, in Bangladesh. We're even going to, if Andrew allows me to say that, I think we're even going to UK and so on, other places. Not very sure, but let me just verify that and also as well. So you have a E3 Hub global community that actually you can also not only market the product, you can also source the product from somewhere from there. So it's very, very interesting that actually this ecosystem will build to actually enable you have the right environment to grow. Okay, let me go to the Q&A. Some of you are asking me, right? All right, what is your opinion buying on buying franchise, the brand that's already established? Okay, Wayne, all right, Wayne, my opinion, all right, this is my personal opinion, sir. When you buy a franchise, you must understand what is the support that they give it to you. Okay, now you need to understand that a lot of times when buying franchise, they may make you pay an upfront fees, a certain upfront fees that actually will you need to calculate what is your return on investment, right? So I am actually involved in buying a franchise before, so I understand that, all right? Example, if let's say example, your franchise will ask you to pay 1 million, right? But then please sit down with them and work with them in terms of your revenue generating, right? Their marketing plan as well, right? So one thing about franchise is that they should be doing marketing. That's why they're charging you a franchise fee. Then you need to understand how they actually acquire customer for you, okay? Acquire customer for you. What are the costs, right? How many percent they are charging you on top of the one-time franchise front payment, the first payment that you have and all things. Subsequently, there are many fees, right? The other thing is the danger of it is a lot of franchise. I'm not saying all, some of the franchise may even force you to buy materials, for you to buy certain things from them, okay, which they also makes some money on top of the materials and things from you. So think carefully. I'm not against franchise, But when you do franchise, please do due diligence, right? Due diligence means that what are the costs upfront, how soon you can break even. Okay, now it's very important that actually if you put up money, you must know that how soon you can recoup the money. Okay, if the money recoups within 2 years, reasonable, depending on revenue also again. It's not ultimate one. If it takes about 3 to 5 years, I probably would rethink about it, right? So it doesn't mean it's not good, but maybe it take a bit too long and for me. Okay, that's my opinion on franchise. Again, when you want to engage franchise, please do your due diligence. Bring your own points, customer acquisition, right? And also what are the profit sharings that with them and also as well. So those are the things you must understand. Dr. Wayne, I hope that answers your questions. Roseanne, is MIDAP only for entrepreneurs in Malaysia? No. Okay, MIDAP is not only for Malaysia. As I say, our E3 Hubs global communities, we have presence more than just Malaysia. We have Indonesia, Philippines, Bangladesh. Not sure about Singapore, but there are many other countries we'll be going into. So Roseanne, no, all right, not just for Malaysia. The whole reason why we are not only open for Malaysia is because we want the market expansion as well, right? So now global market, we are no longer bound by the boundaries, right? So there's things that we actually were doing, okay? So Alex was asking, what's the criteria to join the programs? Need to pay? I'm coming to that, Alex. I'm coming to that in a short while, Alex. All right, so okay, so I'm coming to that in a bit. I'm going there very, very soon. So in short, this is what we provide in MIDAP, right? MIDAP, we provide the products, the training and development, the linkage to vendor and partners, the funding access, the coachings and mentors, the entrepreneurships activities. We have plenty of activities to help you to, connect and network each other, right? So linkage of the entrepreneurs community and also system, right? A system and tools to make sure you run a successful campaign. Okay. Now this is our growth roadmap. Okay. Now when have a program, we must also think of a roadmap, right? In the sense that how do we going to grow you? Okay. You're not going to be forever micro, right? So the mid-depth growth map is that first it will be the entry level. Right, entry level mid-depth will be looking at maybe self-employment or as an income supplement first, right? So you may have a proper business or even a jobs you're doing right now, and you don't want to, jump straight into entrepreneurship. So there is plenty of space for you to start learning and grow from there. And we're looking at growing you to become mid-depth, all right, 10,000. Why do we name it mid-depth to 10,000? Is because if you can reach about 10,000, I think you are about there to scale up already. So then we can actually looking at how to expand your business. So you become a proper micro entrepreneur already. So which means that you can decide, come out on your own if you want to. Okay. From there, we're going to move on to innovative entrepreneurs, where you dare to dream, you create your own products, right? For example, if you do e-commerce, you know that actually you're selling other people's products. Sometimes you are kind of restricted in terms of profit margins and all things. So very soon, you probably want to actually create your own products, right? You can even do an OEM and so on and so forth, right? And then, of course, the end of the goal is to build you to become a business owner, where you can experience the growth and expansion in a very rapid way and all things as well, right? So that's the way we actually comes to become successful entrepreneurs. So our program itself think as a long term. It's going to be a long-term thing. It's just not short-term. So I'm going to give you this for a year. That's it, right? We're going to leave it for you to grow on your own. So we'll guide you throughout all this stage as well. Okay. So what's the benefits of MIDAP? Okay. This is what Alex was asking. So what will be the investment, right? For micro entrepreneurs, okay, your investment is as low as 2,000 ringgit only. Very low capital startup. And then you get a ready business system to run and grow as well, to start, run, and grow. And you can get cheap products, okay, because we do bulk buying. You get fast selling with quality and quality product as well. and then you get business training, coaching, mentoring as well, and you have a ready ecosystem to grow your business. Now, for those who are actually producer, now if you are amongst the producers who listen to me right now, we're also looking for you as a partner, right? We are also seeking you to partner with us, right? Why do you want to partner with us? First of all, you get instant distribution channel. Now, imagine we are building in our next 7 years, 1,000 entrepreneurs, right? 100,000 entrepreneurs. Okay, imagine that will be so much channels that you can actually reach out to the market, right? The wide market reach, of course, and ready ecosystem to grow a distribution. And because we do bulk buy, okay, so that actually you sort of like, you don't have to worry about, you know, the volume and all things. So those are things we're looking at, partner with you. Okay, so how do you start, right? So this is what you're going to do is, first of all, register your interest with us, right? And attend our free one-day training. Okay, the free one-day trainings will tell you what are the criteria, how do we start the business, what are the tips and all things. So we have one-day trainings, and then if you're interested, you sign up the MIDEC micro entrepreneurships, right? So you'll be asking me, right, if I sign up, how much do I need to pay? Okay, I already showed you earlier. That's your investment, 2,000 ringgit, right? 2,000 ringgit. The beauty is it, all right, you can actually sign up, you attend our entrepreneurships as well as business training, and then you attend our online and online stores training as well as online marketing, which is digital marketing training. And then the best thing is, with your 2,000 ringgit, we're gonna pick product. You can pick your products from the platform you join, and then we're gonna give you 300 ringgit vouchers to buy and sell the product first. All right, so with that, which means that with 2,000 ringgit, that inclusive of 300 vouchers. Now, I'm actually talking to my partners, even increase that to 500 ringgit. Okay, but no promise yet, but we are looking at that even 500 ringgit to start off. But sometimes 300 ringgit may not be enough in the beginning, but it doesn't matter, right? This is what we're going to do, is promise at least 300 ringgit product voucher, which means that you already have 300 ringgit available stock to sell, right? Of course, with the investment that you have, okay? And then you get monthly coaching and mentoring, and then you have also performance review and target incentive, and then become a part of community. These are the things that how we can start with our community, our program, all right? So in the MIDEC program,